And we are recording, so go ahead, Miss Wright.
All right, thank you. And thank you for being here. We're just going to go over some of the eSchool information from the update tonight. And I'm actually using my daughter, who's at the elementary school, as a guinea pig. So you won't be able to see all of the features that the high school students have, but I can tell you roughly where they would be on the screen and what you can look for. So first, I want to make sure that everyone knows that they can access the gradebook from our website. I should probably share. You need to be in presentation mode, Ms. Carpenter.
Is it letting you?
Yes,
okay.
It's letting me. So if we're on the website, if you go to artsk12.org, you can click on Explore, and under the parent portal, there's a gradebook tab. And when you click that, it takes you directly to, oh, it hasn't been updated. So I will update that, but it should take you directly to the eSchool link. The link for eSchool itself has changed after the update. So where it should take you is to this tab. Let me share a different tab. So when you get to the eSchool Home Access Center, the website's up here at the top, and I'll make sure that the website gets updated. You're going to select Arkansas Arts Academy from the drop-down menu. You'll type in your username and your password and then sign in. And what you should see is your kids' information. So this is my daughter, Adeline. These are her classes. If the elementary school entered information into eSchool, I would be able to see her classwork. So all of her assignments and what she made on those assignments and what her overall grade for the year is. I can also see her schedule. So I can see all of her teachers and what days she has those teachers. And I can link directly to their email. So if I have a question about a course, I can click directly on their email and email them from the browser. If I want to see her attendance, I can click on her attendance and see if she's been counted absent and what those absences were based on color. If she had an absence, it should be color-coded. I don't think that she's had any recorded absences. But you can hover over the day and it will tell you like what type of absence was recorded that day. And it should tell you for which period. So your home screen will have classwork first and then the schedule. Next to these two tabs in the high school students, you're also going to have an IPR tab, which is the interim progress report. We publish those every 6 weeks just to give you an idea of where your student is currently. And then you should have a report card tab that we publish at the end of the semester. So report cards were published on Monday, and that report card should show their grades for the semester. If you have questions about those grades, I always ask that you contact the teacher of record first, and then if there's an issue with that contact, that you contact me directly. One of the really neat things, one of the new releases that they've given for classwork is that teachers can show historical grades. So a lot of our teachers are focused on mastery. They allow students to retake quizzes in order to show growth, and we can now track that growth in the history. So in the past, if you overwrote a grade, the previous grade would disappear and there was no way to show you your growth. Now that doesn't happen. So we have a historical record of all of the things that are going on. There's also a discipline tab on the 712 page. So if your child has been listed as a witness or a victim or the offender in a disciplinary issue, that will show up just for you. And then the registration tab is the tab at the end of the year that we use to register students for new classes. So this is not open yet because we haven't opened registration for the spring or for the fall of 2021. But when we do, that's the button that you'll click on there to pick the classes for next year. If you have more than one student, you should be able to toggle between them in the corner. So I have two. If I wanted to look at Evie, I can click on Evelyn Wright and then look at her schedule as well and see her grades and things like that. So are there any questions up to that point?
No.
Okay. One of the things that the new eSchool update has allowed me to do is to set up attendance alerts and grade alerts for both students and parents. So if your student is counted absent in a day, you will get an email alert that they were counted absent and what class they were counted absent in. And then if their grade falls below a 65%, you will get a report on that as well. I did have a student send me an email the very first day of school. She forwarded the email to me that she got a grade alert, right, because she had no grades in any of her classes, and it was the first day of school, so no, there were no grades. So I've had to adjust that a little bit where it doesn't count blank grades as zeros. It just counts things that have an actual grade entered. And that way it should be easier for parents to keep up with their students' grades, especially when they're falling. And that's really everything there is to know about the Home Access Center. You can print their classwork. You can print their schedule. Once requests are open, you'll be able to see what courses they've requested for the next year below their active schedule. You can print their report card and their interim progress report card. You should be able to find like even their registration information. And how, like, if you're looking at this information and your mailing address has changed or your phone number has changed or something like that, you can email us so that we can update that information and make sure that it's correct. Are there any other questions? Anything in particular about eSchool that you would like to know?
No, everything sounds good.
Okay. It really is pretty simple. And then just logging in. If you have questions about eSchool, your password doesn't work, something like that, I'm going to put our tech support email in the chat, and you can send all of your questions, or if you need, if you have a support issue, you're suddenly not able to log in, or you're missing a child or something like that, you can send an email to aaa.techsupport@artsk12.org. And that'll start a ticket in the system. They just need to know your name, your student's name, and what the issue is. And that's not just for eSchool issues, that's Chromebook issues or internet issues or any of those things. That's really all I have. Like it's all there. There weren't a whole lot of updates for Hack other than me turning on some extra alerts for you. And then once we get to registration, we'll do a specific, here's how you find the classes and register for them session. And I'll actually use Addie again because she'll be on my campus next year. So I'll get to pick her classes live and recorded for YouTube posterity. But we'll go through how to do all of that as well in the spring. You're welcome.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, if you guys don't have any more questions, we can stop recording, Rachel, and have a wonderful evening. School board meeting starts at 6:30. You can watch it live on YouTube, and we'll have a wonderful rest of your week and a good 3-day weekend.